This is the 47th Parliament as elected by the Australian people 3 years ago. It delivered a 2-seat Labor majority in the lower house, making Anthony Albanese Prime Minister, and increased the crossbenches of both the House and the Senate. However, the makeup of Parliament today, at the conclusion of the term, contains some key differences. 4 by-elections have occurred throughout the term, sending some 460,000 Australians back to the polls to fill vacant seats in Parliament. In April of 2023, the government made history, winning a seat off the opposition in a by-election for the first time in over a century. The seat in question was Aston in Melbourne's outer eastern suburbs, previously held by Liberal Cabinet Minister Alan Tudge and not won by Labor since the Hawke years. Labor candidate Mary Doyle secured a primary vote swing towards her of 8%, while Liberal Rowena Campbell faced allegations of carpetbagging due to residing in Brunswick, some 30 kilometres away from the electorate. The loss reduced the opposition to just 3 seats in metropolitan Melbourne, a low base which they must improve upon if they hope to form government following the upcoming election. The remaining by-elections didn't alter the makeup of Parliament, as Labor retained its 3-seat majority in the lower house. Former Morrison Minister Stuart Robert resigned his Gold Coast seat of Fadden in mid-2023, with fellow LNP member Cameron Caldwell retaining the seat on a 3% swing towards the opposition. Labor member for Dunkley in Melbourne's southeast Peter Murphy succumbed to cancer in late 2023, with a March 2024 by-election keeping the swing district in Labor hands despite a 3.6% shift against the government. Finally, former Prime Minister Scott Morrison departed the People's House in February of 2024, setting up an April vote in his safe Sydney seat of Cook, which Simon Kennedy comfortably retained, with Labor choosing not to field a candidate. There were several defections throughout the term of Parliament also. Nationals member for Calare in central New South Wales, Andrew Gee, left the party in December of 2022 due to its stance on the Indigenous Voice to Parliament referendum. Gee is running as an independent in the upcoming election, and the seat will be one to watch. Veteran Victorian Liberal Russell Broadbent departed the opposition benches for the crossbench in November of 2023 after he lost pre-selection for his seat of Monash. Like Gee, Broadbent will recontest his seat as an independent. Their colleague Ian Goodenough also lost pre-selection in the beachside Perth seat of Moore, with the 4-term Liberal incumbent contesting the seat as an independent. In the Senate, prominent Greens member Lydia Thorpe resigned her membership of the party to sit as an independent amid disagreements over the Voice referendum in February of 2023. However, the Victorian senator is not up for re-election until 2028. Another Victorian, Liberal David Van, was expelled from the party room in June of 2023 after allegations of sexual assault were made against him by Thorpe and former Senator Amanda Stoker. Van will not seek re-election in 2025. Tasmanian Senator Tammy Tyrrell, elected in 2022 under the Jackie Lambie ticket, resigned from the party in March of last year following disagreements with Lambie, and formed her own political party entitled Tammy Tyrrell for Tasmania. Perhaps the most high-profile defection of the term was first-term WA Labor Senator Fatima Payman, who left the party in June 2024 following numerous high-profile disagreements with the government over Australian policy regarding the Israel-Palestine conflict. Ms Payman has since started her own party, Australia's Voice. The party, which calls for the imminent granting of Palestinian statehood, is running for the Senate in every state and in select lower house seats around the country. Finally, Queensland LNP Senator Gerard Rennick sat as an independent in late 2024, following his demotion to an unwinnable position on the party's Senate ticket for the 2025 election. So, we've got our starting position for election 2025, but now it's time to wipe these chambers clean as the Australian public determines the makeup of the 48th Parliament on May the 3rd.